and welcome to another Tip Tuesday. My name is Adam Waymer. I am Director of Customer Success here at IndySoft, and thank you for taking the time to look into this. What I'm going to be covering today is a bit of an expansion on a previous Tip Tuesday. Will Twentyman did a great video on current and in-transit fields, and I'm going to focus specifically on the visibility of those based on tracking status. So to get started, IndySoft has no shortage of fields, but sometimes you're dealing with information that I kind of define as permanent or temporary. And the current and in-transit fields are great for temporary information, but also the visibility of that is really important based on the tracking status. So, you can make anything that I'm about to describe, you can put in your main equipment layout. But temporary information is almost like the kind of thing we tend to find. You want to see the status and what's going on with that status. So right here you see I've got an item in return to customer, I've got the ship by, the ship date, and a limited value. Just some quick information that I might want to see when returned to customer. Now at the same time, when it's at vendor, I have a very different set of fields. Who sent it? When was it shipped? What vendor is it at? What's the PO number on that? Maybe you generated a purchase order for that particular vendor already and you want that stored there, and just very quickly see what it is. Again, you can keep all of that relevant information in your equipment view, but why do I want to scroll down to find my at vendor section if I store information that way? I want to know right then and there. I need to be efficient. I need to be fast. And I feel like that's what these fields are really, really great for. But how do you control that visibility? Well, since it's associated with the status, and a place where you most commonly update the status is workflow config. So we're going to go there real quick and show one way of doing it, and then we'll look at what I find to be a little bit better option too. But whenever you want to wear both. All right, let's get this up here. Alright, so normal workflow config. It's related to a tracking status, so we go to status changes. And we see this particular event has a item selected but doesn't really update it. That's okay. So if I have this selected here, I can choose this to edit the event status and get more details about it. So the control is really simple. If I have a label, we will then draw that on the layout here. So as long as you're updating values, and again you can go back to Will's video to see where you can control that, and again just a quick reminder, you can very easily in your design layout choose the fields here. Am I storing the current department? Am I storing the in-transit department? Do I store in both? That's just what data is getting updated. What I'm talking about is the visibility of that data for a front-end user perspective. So if I come in here to status changes and I'm in awaiting shipment, I'm going to add for user defined one a very creative label of temporary value. Save that. Updating tracking status fields. Config changes again, it's your friend. If you haven't used config changes, check out our Tip Tuesday on that, or the help file, or email us. We're happy to talk about it. It's a really great tool. So from there, I was at vendor. I believe I was updating awaiting shipment. I only have 4 statuses. You think I'd remember better? And now we have a temporary value. Note it says NA. I'm not updating anything there, so there's nothing to show. So you got to have it update if you want it visible and you want a value there. But the field itself is there for use, and when you're in awaiting shipment, you can have a value present. Very quickly find. But if you've never looked at this before and thought about these fields, I think it's a great step to take of when an item's in a current status, what's really relevant to me? You might want to look that in total. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is from Layout Builder and flowcharts. Because flowcharts, once you're in there, we actually list all your tracking statuses out, and in fact, all of those fields are there so you can look at it in total. It's really just a handy way of looking at everything. So for example, I might say, I have the vendor here, maybe I want to have it in return to customer too. You could think about that and then come in here and add the value for it so it shows up, and now I'm going to show that throughout the process. So if I just reload all settings again, show you that working. And now vendor shows up there as well. It's just about what you want visible. So I'm not going to say, hey, here's the best fields to show. It's your process. It's your configuration. You know what data is pertinent to you. But that's a great way of coming in and looking at your data and saying, I'm tired of scrolling through. What can I quickly put to the statuses that are relevant to that point in time and make sure everyone knows here's where you find that information? I hope that's been helpful. Please always feel free to reach out to us at support@IndySoft.com. We're here to help. But again, thank you for your time and happy holidays.